But we start with the latest Premier League COVID-19 test results, and there are a record high 103 positive cases between players and staff last week. It means that since December the 6th, there have been 235 positive cases, leading to mass postponements in the top division. The situation has led to a growing number of managers calling for a mid-season rule change to allow 5 substitutes. Jurgen Klopp today gave his thoughts on why he thought it should happen and his frustration at the rules, which mean 14 Premier League clubs have to vote for change.
This intensity for a top-class football in England is definitely at the edge. Is that right? At the edge. So it means a top-class player in England plays round about, let me say, Premier League 38 games. Cup games, 2 cup competitions. So even when we don't go to the final, let's just put on another 5. It's 43. They have international games with their national teams because they pretty much all of them play for their national teams. 9, 10 games, 8, 9, 10 games a year. So you can count that. Plus Champions League games. The further you go, the more games it is. So you come pretty quick in an area with more than 50 games. Sorry?
Higher.
Huh?
Yeah, higher.
Higher or higher. Sorry. So my first season here, we played, I think, the final again. The final. It was the 64th game, if I'm right. So, yes, now we have squads and can swap and all these kind of things, but there are some key players they only get out when they are injured, pretty much. So that's how it is. And now, but now the decision about it is made, and we realized again in the managers' meeting it was like that. The decision about it is made by 14 clubs. So I think you need 14 votes to change it. And there's something wrong because obviously for most of let me, as an example. Burnley, I'm not sure how many players of them play international football during our players have 3 games, they have no game. So they play 38 Premier League games, cup games, another 2, 3, 4, so makes it 42. So we talk about an issue what some clubs definitely have, some players definitely have, but it's decided by other teams. And because we make kind of a competition of it in this voting, it's like, well, no, they are better than us and stuff like this. And that's a real problem, I have to say. It's a real problem because it's the right decision, especially in this moment, because you bring players back after a COVID infection or after an injury, and because of the games you have to play, they have to play immediately. And then they go out again because you cannot get them off after 60 minutes because you have to change others and all these kind of things. So that's a real problem.
Liverpool have welcomed back to training the 4 first-team players who've been isolating. Virgil van Dijk, Fabinho, Thiago and Curtis Jones are now available for the game at Leicester. The manager has confirmed a further 3 positive COVID cases among their group. Klopp has described it as a lottery.
We had now our first 4 cases, now 5th, 6th and 7th, but from staff and 1 young player. But you never know. This morning you come in and we do the testing and then you stand in front of the building and you just hope that you're still fine. So because obviously our players had no symptoms at all. The 2 staff guys had absolutely no symptoms. Means it can pretty much hit everybody. So that makes it obviously really tricky, of course, because in the moment when you get a positive test, you're out. You just sit back in the car, drive home and isolate. So that's the situation moment. That makes it especially tough. That's true. But other periods have been tough for other reasons.
The Liverpool manager has also criticised the Premier League's festive fixture list, suggesting that their rivals Manchester United have a more favourable schedule. United are in action tonight and then again on the 30th. Liverpool would have been playing twice in 3 days had their Boxing Day game against Leeds gone ahead. Klopp thinks the fixtures need to be looked at even without the threat of COVID.
Playing then 26 and 28 is just not right, and I just say that because it's true. So, and I think you can find solutions for that. It's not that difficult to play football in a slightly different way. 26th, 29th, where's the problem? Some teams are doing that. United plays tonight, and I'm not sure when they have the next game. Probably not the 29th, will be the 30th or whatever. So there's enough days for playing. We could play football, and it just would help the players, even without COVID. And the problem is now, obviously, with some teams definitely have a proper COVID problem in the moment, and then you rush a smaller group of players through 2 games. So you need luck in these moments, and I think you should not need like in these moments. That's the situation. We said it, and very often, and the Boxing Day is never in doubt that we all want to play on Boxing Day. Actually, it's a great fixture. Everyone loves it. It's great for the people. It's great for the players. Really good for everybody. But then after that, we will not stop discussing, because if we don't discuss it, it just stays like this. Maybe it stays anyway like this, but there's still the players need help, and the help needs to come from other areas, and that means in this case now the coaches are the closest to the players, and we have to deal with all these kind of things, and that's why we are pretty clear about that.